I suppose one should ask, what is the House of Lords for? And it's never meant to be a rival to the Commons. Its role was scrutiny, revision and the tempering of law with long experience. Its strength has always been that it was not beholden to a party system, but drew on continuity, memory and independence. Blair's 1999 reform, ideology dressed up as modernisation, that 1999 House of Lords Act abolished the automatic right of all but 92 of the hereditary peers to sit in the chamber, and this was billed as the first stage towards a more democratic modern chamber. Blair's aim was to remove what he saw as an archaic and undemocratic caste, but in practice it was a political calculation where hereditary peers disproportionately sat on Conservative benches. And the reform created a chamber of patronage, not democracy. Life peerages were handed out in record numbers, swelling the House to today's grotesque size of over 800 members. The result, instead of impartial custodianship, the House of Lords has become crowded with party loyalists, donors and placemen. Independence has been gutted, cronyism has been entrenched. And the hereditaries were not valuable because of their birth, but because of their freedom from the party machines. They didn't owe their place to a whip, an election or a chequebook. They had time, stamina and a sense of duty, the quiet graft of line-by-line amendment late into the night. That was their work. And Blair's reform misunderstood the purpose of the Lords. He thought in terms of modern optics and ideology, not constitutional balance. And Starmer is now determined to finish the job by abolishing the 91 hereditaries who remain. Again, this is ideologically driven, and Labour sees them as an anomaly and practically as an obstacle to its legislative programme. The timing is telling. He is moving in the summer lull, knowing it will trigger Tory fury, but calculating that public opinion will be on his side. And the bill is framed as democratic tidying up. In reality, it's another purge of independence, removing a bloc that votes against government more often than appointed party peers would vote against government. The consequence of these reforms would be an even more bloated chamber. Blair's removal of the hereditaries meant the Lords were filled with life peers, ballooning to 832 members today. And life peers overwhelmingly owe their seat to prime ministers. The Lords is now a rewards list, not a revising body. And it weakens the scrutiny. Without the ballast of the hereditaries, debates are dominated by party hacks, and the independence that once allowed the Lords to challenge the government of the day has been steadily eroded. As Lord Strathclyde warns, each side now sees Lords reform as a way to cut down its opponents, not to strengthen Parliament. A second elected chamber, would be folly. It would be Commons Mark II, partisan, populist and redundant. A chamber stuffed by life peerages is also folly. It entrenches patronage and corruption. A return to hereditary dominance is impossible. Public opinion wouldn't wear it. The answer is to stipulate a Lords stripped of party affiliation. Crossbenchers and independents should form the majority. Appointments should be for expertise in judges, scientists, writers, civil servants, former generals, public servants of proven distinction. A small hereditary corps could remain as a symbol of continuity and independence, and party quotas could be capped to prevent domination by prime ministerial patronage. Blair promised reform but delivered a patronage swamp. Starmer promises reform but is really pursuing a numbers game to clear his path. Both miss the essence. The House of Lords matters only if it is independent. Without that, it's a discredited talking shop. The tragedy of the Lords' reform since 1999 is that ideology, the obsession with modern optics and partisan advantage, has destroyed the impartiality that once gave the upper house its strength. If Britain wants to recover that impartiality, it must build a chamber that is largely non-party, composed of distinguished and independent individuals and free from the corrupting hand of prime ministerial patronage.